information and knowledge is key when you move from your country trying to settle to another place. A very big welcome to Holiday, and in today's edition we shall be talking about migration and those dirty jobs that we do just when we come to these places, especially Europe and the USA. So welcome, and I hope by the end of this session you learn one or two things how you can start your life. Because of the high technological advancements and high cost of labor, most people tend to do by themselves those very basic manual jobs like car wash, petrol attendants, house cleaning, cooking, and cleaning their own compounds. So for starters, erase those type of jobs from your mind. So there are actually a number of reasons which make people move from their own country to run away and try to look for more safer place, and that's exactly what's happening in today's world when we think about Ukraine, when we think about the economic situation, looking for better economic scenarios where people go to look for jobs because they come from places where there are actually no jobs. That has led to an influx of so many asylum seekers in search of shelter, security, and to a bigger extent, economic freedom. There are a couple of things that are very, very important to be aware of. Try to dig out information about the city or the countries where you're going. Try to understand what type of food they eat, where they do their shopping, what type of school system they have, about transport. This basic information will actually make it quite easy to be able to integrate. You can use the internet, friends. You just build some sort of network. Maybe if there's a family which you know has settled in these countries, try to get in touch with them, because by the end of the day, they'll be very important to give you tips and tricks of how you're going to mingle in the society, understand how the economic system works, the government, and all these very basic things that sort of guide all societies. When you go to Rome, do what the Romans do, and this is exactly the case in this situation where you have to understand what happens where you are moving in. One of those jobs that are very, very popular, especially when you come to this country, is the idea of cleaning. Cleaning is very, very widespread. It can be in restaurants, out in the streets, toilets. You have to accept these jobs because they're very easy to get. They're all over the place, and they're popular, especially when it comes to migrants, because number one, most of the people have actually done it when they moved to Europe, and so it's much more easy for them to give you a guideline where you can get these jobs. Most of these countries, if you go to France, you come to Sweden, you go to Germany, language becomes very, very important. So long as you're speaking English, it makes things much more easier, and these are jobs you can actually do without being able to communicate in the local languages where you are. Apparently need some money that will help you, especially with accommodation, transport, food, and so these type of jobs become very, very important.
feeling like it's a man's job traditionally, big warehouses provide a good source of income and starters jobs to many immigrants. These manual jobs are popular, they pay well per hour, and while you're still working on logistics on how you'll stay in the country, they give your economy a good kickstart.
People will always move from one place to another. Most of the jobs, they're owned by foreigners, which makes it much more easy. You almost speak the same language, or you're thinking in the same ways, and that gives you a much more easier way to actually join and work with the moving companies. It's about carrying, it's about using your body, and quite tricky, quite heavy, but worthwhile because they even pay very well. You don't need to know the language, you don't need to know the system, you just need to go in and use your muscles and work. Before a country takes in immigrants, there's a lot of preparations. I'll take an example of Sweden. 40,000 have come in. This is a big number when you think new people in a society, and the government, what they do is first they organize where these people are going to stay. Do they have the right papers, permission to be in the country, and also they need food, which the government takes care of that. I think in conjunction with the UNICEF or UN, one of those big organizations in the world, and or UNICEF, yes, it is. And more to that, there's the idea of hospitals. The kids have to go to schools, the parents, they have to go to work. So it's a very, very complex situation where a society finds itself in. The idea of being a foreigner or an immigrant is one hot topic in today's world. And I hope this video has given you an insight of how it can actually be in these countries. Only immigrants can understand what it means to move from one place to another, leaving all your wealth in your country, leaving maybe even your family, your job, and going to start life in a new place. As a person, I did move from Kenya to Sweden 15 years ago, and this video gives me a chance to reflect in what happened to my life, how my life got to change. I got to learn a new language, got to start a new everything all together. Well, I hope you've enjoyed, you've learned one or two things, you feel motivated, and so long as you're watching this video, I believe that something about immigration or moving is something which has come in your mind. Please do give us a like, support the channel so that you can be able to get more content in future. And until next time, take care and bye-bye.